This video is going to cover using your menu manager, and that is the tool that you're going to use to manage your navigation here, which is fully customizable. You can go in and unpublish pages, resort pages, add new sections, add product categories. There's a lot of different options that you can do here. Please keep in mind that and I'm hitting escape to hide all of my CMS controls. Please keep in mind that this main Lindsay nav here is automatically displayed, so it's going to be universal on all the different business unit, brand, and language sites. However, you do have control over this nav and your footer as well, and I will explain how to control those in this training. Okay, to do this, I'm going to hit escape again to bring back my CMS edit controls. And to do this, you need to do this on quote-unquote the back end of your CMS, and that's going to be under your do stuff interface, and you're going to go to menus, edit site main for your main nav, and you can see that there's this menu tree. If you click on the plus, it opens up the sub pages associated with that section. For products, you have all these as well. If you scroll over, you see you get different options. You get add a subpage, sort subpages, show, cut, which you can copy it and move it to another section. Just copy, so keep it there and then also paste it in another section, or delete. Okay, if you want to open up the CMS edit screen for any of these pages, you simply just click on the link and you'll see this screen that you should be familiar with by now. I'm going to click the back button to go back to my menu. And let's say I want to add a page under Lindsay Turkey. Now you'll notice that there's a lot of options here, and not all of them are going to be showing up in the Lindsay Turkey nav right now, and that's because I have a lot of them set to unpublished. So that means that you cannot see them when you are logged into the CMS, or when you are, or the users can't see them either. So I want to add a page called Factory, and I'm going to scroll over the About Lindsay Turkey. That's where I want to add this page. Add subpage, and you'll see that it's defaults to your Content tab. You have Sidebar tab, Metadata tab, Menu Settings, Content 1 and 2, Content 3, and Files. We covered all of these tabs in another training. It was the basic image and text editing trainings, the first one, if you want to go back and watch that. So the important one here is going to be your Use Custom Template dropdown. And you see there's a long list here. The default is always going to be the default text and images page. And that's just going to be your basic text or page with a main image or slideshows, and then you have those three other small image and content blocks that you can use. If you want this page to be a list page, that means it's going to list all pages that fall under it in your navigation, and we'll demonstrate that later. You have this logos option. Right now I have a couple of pages that exist. One's called manufacturers and one is called clients, where it's just a grid of logo images that you can link and list, your clients, list customers, list different, if you're just a logo grid, you can use it for whatever you want. Okay, then you have a products main, product category, product series, same thing for services main, category, or series. You'll notice that individual products and individual services are not in this option. Those have to be added under the Do Stuff Content section. And the reason that had to happen was because of the unique functionality of those, especially with products having the related products option. Okay, so I am going to go in and keep this as a default text and image page. I will create the title. My sort field, I want it to be second, so I'll say 20. And then a menu title, I'm going to keep it as Factory for now, but if I wanted to, I could have a longer Lindsay Turkey Factory, and then in the nav it would just be Factory. Okay, so if the parent page of this page is set to a list page, so in this case it is About Lindsay Turkey, and I'm adding a page called Lindsay Turkey Factory under that. If that About Lindsay Turkey is set to a list in the custom templates, then it will display a thumbnail of the main image and your abstract text that you put in here. Okay? Right now I don't think it is set to a list page, so I'm not going to use my abstract, but I'll enter my content, select my images, my main image in the slideshow, do all my editing, and click Save. Okay, now you'll notice that there's one in between history and factory. So if I want to resort these, I'm going to publish this one real quick so it'll show up. When you hit the sort options, it only shows ones that are published. Okay, so I'm going to go sort subpages. I scrolled over About Lindsay Turkey and hit the sort subpages option. And I have history at 10. And then I have the factory at 20. I want news and press, if that's going to be there, to be at 30. And I want my careers to be the 4th, so I'll set that to 40. Or you could do 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just going to put it in the order that is listed. Hit resort items. Okay. Now you can see they're in the new order. I'm going to close out. I'm going to refresh. And under About Lindsay Turkey now I have history, factory, news and press, and careers. Now, About Lindsay Turkey is set to a list page. So you can see it's going to list all those subsections under here. It's going to do a compressed, resized version of the main image to show up on this page, the title, and the abstract field that you put in there. So let's go look at this history of Lindsay Turkey page, and this is the one we've been editing throughout. And you can see that I put in this abstract field. Okay, this is the actual history of Lindsay Turkey page. This is the main content that displays on that, as well as these content 1 and 2 and content 3 tabs. But the abstract is going to display on the parent page in the navigation because that parent page is set to list. It's set to the list template. Okay, so I'm going to close this out. I'm going to put in just an example so you can see that is showing up there. I'll click Save. And test abstract, what I just typed is there. And remember, I'm on the About Lindsay page, not the history of Lindsay Turkey. If I click in here, then I'll see the main content area. Hit Escape to bring back my CMS controls. Go back to Do Stuff. Go back to Menus and Edit Site Main. Okay, I can close this. And you can see here that I have a products page, and I'm going to cover in the next training how to add products categories and service categories. So watch that to watch those specific things, but I'm going to go through and cover a few other items in this. So you can always add a new top level page by just clicking on this, and it'll give you an option to create a new page, new main nav page, and I want it to be last, let's say 100 for now, and I'll click Save. Right now it's set to just the default text and image page, and you can see it's right here. I'll click Refresh, and you can see that I have it right here. Now, this is something important to note. You do have a limitation on the space here with your navigation, so that's why it's probably going to be important to think about tidy menu titles. In some cases, this may have to become About Lindsay Turkey if we wanted to fit all these in. Excuse me, About in the menu, but on About Lindsay Turkey in the page. So that's something to consider when you're adding new pages. Okay, I'm going to go to Edit Site Main, and let's say I want to add other pages here. And I could add another list page, I could add that logos page, I could add, well, the news list is already created for you, but if it is a news list, you can add it there. Same with the news archive, events, All your sites already have these created. Some of them are set to unpublished, so you can just go in and find those in your menu manager and the screen back. There's a careers list already, a teams list already. If it's unpublished, you can publish it to use it. Resource list, that's going to be list all your blogs, case studies, and videos, literature. So you're mainly going to be using this for your default text image pages, your list pages, logos if you need that, and then all your products and services. And I'm going to explain the products and services in the next training. All right, I'm going to click back and back one more time. Actually, before I do that, I want to go back to Edit Site Main, and I want to look at cutting and pasting. So I'm going to go in, and if I wanted to cut this section here, I'm going to actually do this one instead. If I want to go in and take this Transportation Solutions under Resources, I will hit Cut, and then I'll paste it under this new main nav page. Okay. Alright, now it has a plus button because it has this section here. I can also delete sections, pages. I want to delete this finance program page. I scroll over it, I click delete, and it is, delete's going to give you a second warning message. Okay, like I said, you can always just unpublish things if you're not sure if you're going to need it later. In that case, I knew I wasn't going to need that, and I can create another just basic text image page wherever I want. You can show the page as well if you want. And then even here you can add subpages, a third level nav. Actually, that would be the third level nav right there. So first level, second level, third. And that's as far as it's going to display in your main menu. But in your sidebar menu, it will display one level deep, one more, so a fourth level. All right, I'm going to go back. And I am back one more. I'm going to go to my menus, do stuff menus, edit site footer. And you can see this is where you have your privacy policy, terms of use, contact, and careers. And in both the cases of contact and careers, I just created links there, but then under the menu settings tab, I'm going to simply just redirect them to those actual pages. Now your actual contact us page on this site is CMS ID 1023, or you could put the everything after the .com, the /on. Okay, I'm going to click Save. Okay, the careers as well is just linking off to your other careers page. You can see that's 1046 in the redirect ID. So when they click on that, they'll be redirected to the main careers page. You could do this. You can go in and if you have other pages that exist that you also want to show up in the footer links, just create the titles and then put in the redirect IDs or the redirect fields that you want, the redirect URLs in that field that you want. You can link off to other sites, just put in the full URL, the HTTP on. Okay, now you have your terms of use and privacy policy, just basic text and image pages. You're not going to have any type of tiered navigation in your footer nav, it's just single links. Okay, that covers everything for your edit site main and edit site footer. The next training will review actually adding product sections with category, series, and individual products associated with them.